It's important to understand that the powers that be and the powers that need to remain in the structure that exists right now in the media, which is different than social media. Social media is comprised mostly of real people who are arguing based on things that are being fed to them by an agreeable media on the left or maybe by an agreeable media on the right. It goes both ways. But what they have to do is set the mood. It's not about delivering facts. It's about delivering truths. And you might say, Annie, they're the same thing. They aren't in our culture today. That's why Rachel Maddow says something like this.
Regardless of whether or not they have any link to any church. It's, I am not a Catholic, I am not a Jew, and I am right-wing and willing to get rid of democracy. That's what evangelical means in real political terms
just
right now.
80%.
Can you imagine saying that to somebody's face? Can you imagine Rachel Maddow coming and saying that to your face? She says that evangelical in political terms means that you're willing to get rid of democracy.
Catholic, I am not a Jew, and I am right-wing and willing to get rid of democracy.
Here's what I think of you. Here's what you must be. Here's what you're saying. I have completely now defined you. Go.
There is no part of what she articulates there that addresses any single policy that a conservative, maybe Christian, maybe evangelical, by, I would say, normal people terms, not the Rachel Maddow bigot terms. There's nothing about what she says there that has any concern for why you see your side of the ketchup bottle. None. In fact, she wants you to stop looking at the ketchup bottle. You better shut your mouth and not tell anybody that there is a second side to this ketchup bottle for other people to see, because if you're talking about it and people start listening, they might stop listening to what I see on my side. And if everybody listens to me to tell you what I see on my side, then I have the power. If people start listening to the other side, I'm going to lose my power. Notice that if you start listening to the other side, it doesn't make what she's saying false or untrue. Her perspective is still valid. But what people like Rachel Maddow and MSNBC, when they choose not to allow you to permit your pea-brain political mind to consume what Donald Trump might say in an acceptance speech after Iowa resoundingly says, "We choose you, Donald Trump." Rachel Maddow knows better than you. If you've put your trust in MSNBC's hand, and I understand who I'm talking to right now, on the whole, I understand that what we are having when we have a conversation here on 97.1 every day, that you guys are all saying, Annie, I don't ever watch MSNBC. You need to understand what's on the other side of the ketchup bottle. You need to know that on the other side of the ketchup bottle, they are willing to instigate hate. And an entire panel of people there who will sit idly by while she is sitting there saying that if you're evangelical...
Catholic, I am not a Jew, and I am right-wing and willing to get rid of democracy.
What the hell is that? That is so horrid. That is so inflammatory. And it's what they accuse the right of doing all the time. The entire predication of January 6th and what Donald Trump was saying in that big speech where he did say go protest peacefully, he also was emotionally charged in that. And I covered that live as it was happening, and I was not really a huge fan of that speech. She is saying that if you are evangelical, in her mind, in the left's mind, that you are in pursuit of getting rid of democracy. I do not understand the journalistic standards that she's able to hold and be on television as an anchor the way she is with that level of irresponsibility. It's disgusting. She should be ashamed of herself. MSNBC should be ashamed of herself. And everybody, a la Game of Thrones, should be pointing at her saying, shame, shame, shame. Because it is so incredibly shameful. She hates you. She despises you, and she speaks for the people who watch that and lap it up every single opportunity they can, because that's where they feel at home, because it's emotional, because that's where their truth is being told, even though their truth only exists on a throne of lies, a la Elf. You sit on a throne of lies. Rachel Maddow. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
No,
you can't even tell me you're wrong.